Welcome to Create Your First Activity on Seesaw. This training is designed for teachers who are already set up with an account and class in Seesaw. Be sure to have another device or window ready to follow along with the steps. There are two ways to share with students in Seesaw. As a teacher, the easiest way to share resources, videos, or photos that support community discussion and more is by posting to the class journal. As a teacher, you can click the green Add button, then click Post Student Work. When you post in this way, students can comment on the post, if you have that setting enabled, but they cannot submit their own work in response to the post. The second way to share with students is by assigning Seesaw activities. That's the focus of our training today. What is a Seesaw activity? Seesaw activities allow you to create and share learning experiences that students can complete right in Seesaw. With Seesaw activities, you can share directions, multimedia examples, and templates for students to respond on. You'll also be able to add teacher notes, tag the activity to folders and skills, and share the activity with colleagues. That's a lot you can do all in Seesaw. Here's how the Seesaw Activity Library works. Access the library by clicking the green Add button, then Assign Activity. You'll be taken to My Library. My Library is where you store activities you might want to share with your class. Saving activities to My Library does not assign the activity to students. It's also where you can create activities of your own. More on that in a second. To access free, ready-to-share activities created by our amazing community of ambassadors, click Community up here. You can search for activities by grade, by subject, search by keyword, or just browse. When you find an activity you like, you can save it to your My Library by clicking the heart icon up here. Now it's saved to My Library and ready to assign. Remember, saving the activity does not assign it to your class. When you're ready to assign the activity, click the green Assign button. It looks like this. You can find it up here. Select the class or classes you want to assign the activity to, or you can share with select students in your class. Click Edit Students, Folders, Skills. In the Students tab, select the students you want to assign the activity to. Click the check mark, then click Assign. The assigned activity will show up in the Activities tab. Pause the video now, explore the community library, find an activity you like, save it to My Library, and assign it. You can edit any activity you find in the activity library so it's tailored to your class. First, save the activity to My Library by clicking the heart. Then click the three dots and copy and edit activity. Modify any part of the activity you want. Change the title or the directions, add a new example or template. You can also remove voice directions, examples, or templates by clicking the X and re-uploading your own. Don't forget to save. You'll see the new version of the activity in My Library. You'll know it's yours because it'll say your name above the title. Pause the video now, find an activity to modify, and make it your own. Now the exciting stuff. Create your own activities. The most effective Seesaw activities we've seen always include the following components. Your goal: include as many of these components as you can in your activities. Create an activity by heading to My Library. Remember, get there by clicking the green Add button, then Assign Activity. Once you're in My Library, click Create New Activity. Fill out your activity details, including a descriptive title, instructions. Notice here that I added a few emojis, as well as a few words in between colons. Those are handy-dandy Seesaw icon shortcuts. When you type these shortcuts into your directions, they transform into icons when you click Save. Click the link in the video description to learn more about icon shortcuts. You can also record voice instructions, which is great for young or diverse learners. Attach a multimedia example, such as an exemplar, instructional video, or other resource that helps students complete the activity. You can use any Seesaw tool to upload your example. When you attach an example, you'll see a preview here. You can also add a template for students to respond right on top of, like a graphic organizer or guiding questions. You can use all of Seesaw's tools to create your template. Save that activity and you're ready to assign. Pause the video now and create your first activity. All right, we've learned how to find, save, modify, and even create activities. What do students experience when you assign activities? Activities show in the Activities tab in the order you assign them, with the most recent up first. There is no way to reorder activities at this time. To respond to an activity, students click Add Response. If no template is attached to the activity, students can use any Seesaw tool to create their post. If a template is attached, each student gets a fresh copy of the template to complete. Here, this template was created using the Note tool. Whatever template you attach to the activity will show for students. Once students have submitted their response, the activity disappears from their Activities tab. They're ready to complete the next one. Pause the video now. Still in your teacher account, pretend you're a student. Click on the Activities tab, click Add Response, complete the activity, and post to sample student. When students respond to activities, there are a few ways to manage their posts. You can always view posts in the journal feed. Remember, the journal feed shows all students' posts in the order they're posted. You can also view posts by the Activity Summary view. Click on the gray bar on an activity to access the summary view. You can see who has responded and who you're still waiting on. When a student submits a response, you'll see a preview above their name. Click the thumbnail to review the post. You can add likes or comments if you wish, and you can approve the post right then and there. When students complete activities, those activities disappear from their Activities tab. But those activities don't disappear from your Activity tab. To keep your activities organized, you can archive or delete old activities from your Activities tab. Simply click on the three dots on the activity and click Archive or Delete. If there are student responses, you'll be prompted to archive. Don't worry, when you archive an activity, student responses are not deleted. This just clears the activity from your tab. If no students have responded to the activity, then you'll be prompted to delete the activity. You can always go back to My Library and assign it again. Pause the video now and explore the Activity Summary view. Welcome to What's New in Seesaw. Now you can add a video to the canvas. You can either record a video right in Seesaw or upload a video. Your video will appear on the canvas. Unlock your video by clicking the three dots, then drag the corners to resize it. Add labels, shapes, drawings, and photos to create multimodal learning experiences for students. In this video, the teacher modeled a math game students were assigned to play. If you're already on the canvas, aka the drawing tool, you can record or upload a video by clicking the camera icon, then Video or Upload. Seesaw Plus and Seesaw for Schools users, you can add one video per page on multi-page posts. With video on the canvas, teachers create dynamic activities, and students can show what they know in multiple ways, all in one place. There are some limits. You can have one video per page. If you record a video in Seesaw, it can be up to 5 minutes long, or upload videos smaller than 250 megabytes. Pause the video now, record a video, and use Seesaw tools to create your first video collage. Not only can you add video to the canvas, you can now add multiple links as well. This means you can integrate resources from around the web all in one place. Here you see 3 links to resources about the solar system. Students click on each link to access the resource. You can add a link to any picture, shape, or label. Simply click on the 3 dots, then click on Link. Seesaw Plus and Seesaw for Schools users, you can even link to pages of a multi-page post. When you have multiple pages, you'll see this option to link to another page. This feature is perfect for choice boards. Keep in mind that when you link to resources outside of Seesaw, students will be directed to that web page. Pause the video and play with adding links to the canvas. Our third update supports students to capture higher order thinking like never before. Draw and record across pages. All students can continue to use draw and record on one page. For Seesaw Plus and Seesaw for Schools users who have access to multi-page, students can now create one recording across multiple pages of a post. The recording saves as a new page. It becomes the first page of the post by default, but can be clicked on and dragged to another position if desired. All work completed while recording is saved on those pages. Students are able to capture how their learning connects, and teachers are able to see and hear this higher order thinking. Pause the video, Brainstorm how your students can use Draw and Record across multiple pages to deepen learning. We even made enhancements to how you view these posts. When a post is added to the journal, all links remain clickable and all videos are playable. When there's a multi-page recording, viewers can play the recording and scroll through the remaining pages of the post. On mobile, you can view posts in portrait or landscape mode. When you play videos, you can also enter full screen.
The following slides are just for your reference while you practice. You'll be creating an activity without a template, adding icons to the instructions, inserting templates from within Seesaw, and inserting templates from outside Seesaw. And just so you know, the support staff can be co-teachers in your class, and they have all the same rights as you do as their teacher, but they can also create their own folder within your class and assign work just to those students if they want. It makes it a little easier to sort through when they're looking for the work that they've assigned to certain children. Okay, so creating an activity without a template. First thing you'll do is click on the green Add button and then find Assign Activity. And you'll want to click on Create New Activity. This is in My Library, not the community library. The community library is where all the activities made by the ambassadors are, and you're welcome to use those as well. But for today, we're just going to be creating your own activity. You'll title it at the top. It's always really helpful to title it as specifically as you can so that you can find it easier later. Type your instructions here and make sure to use those icon shortcuts. And then if you want to, you can record your voice instructions here and then upload an exemplar or your photo or a drawing or anything you want to add to it as an example there. We're skipping this step right now. Here are those Seesaw icon shortcuts, and you'll be able to get a printable version of it in our Trailhead document. But those are the icons that the kids will see in the program, and so they're always helpful if you include those as part of your directions. So no template means when they click the Add Response button, they will get any of the creative tools to use in response to it. So maybe they want to take a photo and put some text on top of the photo, or maybe they want to draw you a picture with the drawing tools, or type a note in the note tool, or create a video of themselves explaining their thinking. There's lots of options for them to reply, but it's their choice, not yours, if you don't have a template. Here's an example of what one of my students did without a template. He was trying to find some 3D shapes in his house, and so he sorted them. He used the text tool to label them. He used the glow pen, because that's really cool, to sort them into categories. He uploaded photos, and you can see the picture of the kite and the sticky are even uploaded from outside Google. All right, so now adding templates to an activity. You're going to start with that green Add button again and assign activity, and then click on Create New Activity, title it, do those instructions again, record your voice instructions, upload any exemplars that you want for them, and then you are going to upload a template for this one. It can be a photo or a drawing. You can create it in Seesaw. You can create it out of Seesaw. In this case, we're going to create it inside Seesaw. When you click on the photo button, that will open the camera or the webcam on the device. So it takes lots of teaching your students how to take a good photo, how to get it all in frame, how to make sure that it's in focus. I usually use a clipboard for them to put their work on so that it's a little more stable. It's difficult for them to take a photo on a Chromebook, so time spent there on quality photo taking is well spent. If they want to add a photo from their computer, they can use the upload tool. Remember, with templates, students can use the creative tools too. You'll want to remember to upload it as a PNG, a JPEG, a screenshot, or a photo, though, because that's the only way that you can add things on top and have the kids move them around. If you want it to all be static and for them to only be able to use the caption tool, then you can upload it as a PDF. But usually you'll want it to be a picture of some sort. Here's an example of some student work with a template. So this was already presented to them, and then the student used the creative tools to to write their answer. Adding activities with templates from outside of Seesaw. So I like to create things in Google Slides just because I'm also a publisher fan, and Google Slides is the closest to publisher that you can get with the Google Suite. So when I make things, I usually make them in Google Slides first and then upload them to Seesaw. But there are also lots of things on Teachers Pay Teachers that are already created for you. And then Canva is another one where you can create things and then upload them from outside. You'll want to make sure, as I said, when you're saving them, to use the download as a JPEG or a PNG, either way, and that way you'll be able to move things on top of them. Remember, everything on a template sticks like glue. It's not movable. So once you're in Seesaw, you can add the labels or photos on top. They are movable. So I'm going to pop out to my Seesaw class and show you that. I created this sorting mat on Google Slides, and it's for at words and words. And that's just going to be my background. So I'm going to File, Download, and JPEG. Now I happen to have already done that, and you can see that because it's here. So I'm going to go to my Seesaw then and create new activity, and I'll name it at and sorting. And then I would want to type all of my instructions with those icons. I could add my voice instructions. I would do an example, maybe a video of me doing it with them as a model. But here's where I'm going to add that template. So I'm going to upload it. And since it's already here, this is pretty cool. I can just drag it to here and it will upload it right there. Press the green check. And now my sorting mat is there and ready for me to create movable things on top of it. So I can use my text tool, and let's see, I can use mat as one of my words, and I can resize that a little bit. Oh, too small. Use this one, resize it, and I can move it over off the side of the mat. Or I can use a picture. So maybe I want to go to Google and find a fan. And so I will copy that image, but so that it'll be transparent and it won't have a background, I'm going to go to a website called Remove BG. And when I remove BG and paste it in there, it will remove the background from it. So then all I have to do is copy that new one. And when I go back to my Seesaw, I paste it right back in there. And now it doesn't have a background. So I can use pictures for sorting. I can use words for sorting. I could use anything that I want to. I could draw words on there, whatever. But that's how I would do that. And then I'd press the green check and save. Now this one isn't completely saved because, or isn't completely finished because I didn't do any directions for it, but that's where it would show up. And then when I assign it, I'm going to assign it just to my sample student so I can show you. And when I go back to my class, it shows up here. I add that response. I am the sample student. And now I can move these wherever they belong and turn it in. If you're ready for more, there are lots of places to go for help. Some of them are listed here. I suggest highly that you join one of these Seesaw groups. They're amazing in Facebook. There's so many ideas, and people are so generous with sharing things that are already made for you. There's Activities 2.0, which is a great video on the next step, how to create some of those things outside of Seesaw and bring them in. And then this bottom one is a really neat one. This teacher created a gallery walk of all different kinds of Seesaw student examples, so it can give you some inspiration for things you might want to do with your students. All right, good luck.